Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. Now, a couple of weeks ago we did a video on what jobs you needed to be looking at for your exotic garden in May, and this video is a follow-up to that. So this is a where do we get to with those jobs? Did I actually do any, or did I spend most of my time eating Cheetos on the sofa? Well, we're ready to go. Let's go and have a look around and see what happened. Lorna's been busy. What a lovely sunny day, and as you can see over here where we had the hardening off stock, that's all finished. That's been put into its permanent places, and this area has been cleared, as well as this bit of cementing. That's all been finished as well, though we've still got a little bit of that to do, and we'll have to wait until we get some more sand and cement. We started putting in the posts for the fence panel, so that should be done quite soon. And I don't know if you remember this. Brick mansion was looking very, very yellow, but it's been regularly fed. Look at that flipping slug damage on there. But not only has it turned, pretty much finished turning back to regular green, it's also been putting out its new leaf. And hopefully with luck, we might start seeing some flower bud. But maybe that's going to be a bit later on in the year, because I don't really tend to flower until about end of August, September at the earliest. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that one. But this, eventually, once that panel's gone across from there to there, we're going to put this in the ground and overwinter it in situ. But that's a video for another day. Anyway, the tree fern finally took off that last bit of cold protection. So you can see now how we've tried to cope with keeping the thickness on the girth on this little monkey here. So this is the original growth from when it was growing in Tasmania, because this is pretty much where most Dixonia antarcticas come from. You can see that it's not bad. I mean, there is some slight thinning of the base there, but considering this is in the UK now and not in Tasmania, it's not bad looking. But I think more work required, but really with these old fronds left on as long as we can, that will help again to thicken up the top of that crown. Back in my lovely chair. Slug bad damage, that's been pretty bad this year. We know it's been pretty bad because we've had so much rain. It's been very mild, and we live opposite a big field. So once you've controlled all the slugs and snails that are in your garden, we've still got a field's worth just over here, waiting to make their way across the line back into the garden. But it is starting to improve. The slug numbers are dwindling, and the hot sunny weather, that makes a big difference as well, because they aren't as active because of the dryness of the soil. Now we've taken off the initial leaves that come out, the damaged leaves that come out, get scorched and knackered. So they've all been cleared now, so it's only like the sort of new full growth coming through at the moment. So moving forward from here, all the new growth should be really good, assuming we don't get a massive storm that rips them all apart. Now, in that last video, which we'll put the details in the comment section, so if you want to go back and find that, you absolutely can. Now, in that last video, we were talking about the Echium pininana that was growing here, and that we were going to keep it, let it flower, and all the rest of it. Well, we decided to make a management decision, and we've had that hoiked out. The reason for that is because of this. See that there? That there is a seedling of an Echium. And you can tell it's a seedling of an Echium because it's got these little dark spots. I don't know if you can see that easier. But the dark spots, hairy leaves, so that's pretty typical of an Echium. So because we've got this one, we've got a couple other growing through over here, then we're going to cultivate those instead and at least get a decent looking plant, even though we don't have a big flower spike on it. So this year, that's the second year now, we've had no tall Echium flowering spikes in this garden, and I'm disappointed by that because I really love them. Now, as we mentioned before, we have cleared the two main areas that we have been hardening off the plants from the Greenhouse Conservatory and put them back out in their final position. And Lorna indeed has been very busy planting away under my valuable instruction, as in she does all the work and I just point at things, and she's been clearing it all. So at the moment, all the plants really are in the right place. Well, that's not strictly true, because the postman turned up, brought some packages, and what I did was immediately change into a different shirt and face the music with Lorna. Right, now I know this isn't really part of my monthly jobs update, but I have bought some more stuff because there are some gaps still in the borders, and there's one plant that I want to grow from the seed that did really well last year. So this is what's come in the post. So I'm assuming this is what I'm thinking they are.
Once again, you've never mentioned this, have you?
That is true. I didn't do that.
They just arrived.
But that's a weird box. But
what on earth is that?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's a fuchsia. You know, we've got that gorgeous Bolivian fuchsia that we had last year. We overwintered and it's growing through, so it's done very, very well. There's a beautiful white form, and I've ordered that from eBay.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this is what this is.
Okay, well, it's like a surprise in a box.
It's a surprise in a box.
Something you give it a try for. You're never quite sure what you got.
Yeah, it's like a McDonald's.
And
gift.
we have always ordered things before and they've been the wrong colour or the wrong variety. You never do know.
Yeah, and we ordered the right one and then they send us.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And you might not find out until it flowers.
Until it grows.
It's been ripped off. Flipping it. I'm making a meal of this, aren't I?
Wow. Like an old person trying to get into a jar. It's not boding well, is it?
Right.
Okay, let's have a look. Are we ready? Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, that's not looking good, is it? That's what happens when you transport live plants. Oh, there's a bit on it.
That is not the right box for this. Okay.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
okay.
back to my usual disappointed face when I see this
Go on,
stuff.
do disappointed face to the camera.
Flipping heck. Right, so we got.
Let's have a look.
So we got some dodgy death on the leaves that could be a fungus. So what I'm going to have to do is
Quarantine that.
Yeah, you can see there's mildew on it. That's not good. So what I'll spray this with a fungicide.
Yeah.
Put it on, put it in the greenhouse.
Okay.
See what happens. Now with these, I say greenhouse, probably be too hot in the greenhouse. They don't like it too hot. They don't really want to be going over 30 degrees Celsius, and they prefer the shade. So what I might do is put it on to stick it under the old apple tree. So that's that. But you see this browning on here.
Yeah.
That is not good.
No, it's not looking tip top, is it?
No.
Okay.
Right. So that's that one.
Okay, so let's see.
So this one, I'm hoping,
should be some seeds.
should be Ricinus impala, that really lovely.
Oh, because we grew this last year.
Yeah.
And this is one where we bought the red seeds, and they end up being green. But I actually quite like the green version.
Yeah, and I don't have any more of those, or I can't get them either. But that's in a nice little foil packet, so which gives me some faith that these are the real things. So as it says on there, Ricinus communis impala.
Great.
Do you know what? I'll sow these, and these will start coming up within the week. They are so
amazing. They're
fast.
so vigorous, aren't they?
They are.
They're really good plants. I love them in exotic borders. Oh my god, I can't think what on earth you've got here.
Okay, right. I've been trying to get hold of myself a Berinda blue grass. And, researched it. I couldn't find anyone who's got a Berinda blue grass here in the UK. You can send one to me. So, if you know anyone who can supply me with a Berinda blue grass, I think they've changed the name anyway, for Fargrasia, so weird, but everyone knows Berinda. Then let me know in the comments because I want to get hold of one of those. Anyway, I couldn't find one.
So what have you bought instead?
Well, it's a bit of a red grass.
A red grass?
Yeah, so it looks a bit like the Berinda blue grass, but it is in fact
it's the
a
red
grass.
Okay, let's have a. What's in the
And
box?
not the old red baron that you see everywhere that struggles. This is something different.
Right. Okay, let's have a look.
And it's better packaged than the fuchsia.
That was shocking. Ooh. It's looking good. Okay.
Right, so
It's not looking red.
no. So this one here,
That isn't red.
not yet. Fargesia Asia Wonder. Now the red becomes more prominent as the plant matures. You get, I think they're called culms. You know, once they get about a centimetre
I
wide.
thought the leaves would be red.
No, it's stems.
Okay.
You can just see,
Ooh.
see some slight blushing, but it's still very, very young.
Okay.
But anything like this, anything unusual, these can be a wee bit tender, but they do get hardier as they mature, as those stems get thicker.
That's interesting.
And cope with the cold better. But all this unusual stuff, you want to get them in as early as you possibly can in the spring, so they've got the whole season to establish. So come next winter, it's in bigger, better condition to cope with the cold weather. So so these are the things that have turned up, and we'll do a little video about this one. But anyway, Berinda, I want to know about it. Hold on a minute. I've got something important to say. If you've enjoyed this video or just find some of the information in it useful to you, then consider clicking on the like button. That way it makes it a lot easier for YouTube to find other people who want to find that information. Anyway, no further ado, let's continue finding out what old Boilbutt has to say. Well, the greenhouse has not yet been cleared, although it did move some of the pots around, so it does look a little bit different. But I just want to let these stay for another week before I start bringing those out, because I just don't feel it. You know when you don't feel it. Although I might put in some more peppers later today, because they're just not coping in their little pots anymore. They keep drying out too quick, so they really do need to get into the ground. And before I finish off, just look how amazing these Nyphophia coalescens look, despite being completely ripped apart by the slugs. We've been coming out every night, sometimes twice a night, to try and remove everything, and I finally got to a point where there's very few. There's still finding them on here, but there's very few now, and there's been no further damage with the blooms. So I love these blooms, don't you? And there you have it. We generally have been doing some work in the garden. Lorna's been doing quite a lot as well. I do work in the garden, it's not all Lorna. And we have progressed it. It has moved further ahead, but of course there's still more work to do. So if you've got anything you'd like to add, anything that you've seen that you want to point out, we would love to hear from you. Just put that in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Gotta say, those flipping Ricina seeds, I know I forgot something. Well, if you enjoyed that, we've got plenty more videos for you to look at. Just have a quick search into our video library. Otherwise, you can check on this one here. And if that's not your cup of tea, try that one there. Enjoy these while I've still got the energy to do them.